People gotta understand that strong is strong. No matter if it's conventional or sumo. Doesn't matter which lift I do, I can do it. Watch. That's 860 pounds. Hey, I'm Jamal Browner, Powerlifter here, about to get ready to take you guys through my deadlift routine, which is really heavy, so let's go. So we just got to the gym. I'm about to mix up a little XTEND hydration. It just helps me drink my water in, and you know, it has some electrolytes in it as well. You know, you need that for energy, like balance and whatnot. So I'll probably do like 2 or 3 servings of this throughout the day. Right now I'm just loading up the bar before I start, foam rolling, getting my hips loose before I get ready to deadlift. So I usually just set it up so that way when I get ready, I can just kind of go. I usually start with 2 reps, so on both sides. So I need like a professional like weight loader, because this part is like loading the bar and like unloading like the hardest part. Right now I'm getting ready to put my deadlift shoes on. These are Advances. I use the high top version right now. They have the low top version as well, but the high top just gives me better ankle support, and it's a really flat shoe. If you ever had like a barefoot shoe, like you feel like to earth, is like, you know those people that be in the gym like training barefoot? It's, in theory, the concept is great, but to have your feet on a floor with people that's sweating and germs and all this other stuff that's in this area, is like, your feet are like your first point of contact. Imagine exposing yourself to all that stuff. Imagine like having a cut on your foot. Like you may be in like, you may have a staph infection, who knows? So wearing a barefoot shoe is like the best thing next to being barefoot. Warming up, usually I take, maybe, it depends, maybe like 2 or 3 minutes between sets, warming up. Maybe until I get to like 700, then I probably start taking like 5 minutes. That way I can like recover properly. So currently my training split is, I have primary bench on Sunday. Then I have a SBD day on Tuesday, which is squat priority. So it'd be squat priority, volume bench. Then I have like a secondary deadlift on that day. Then I do a couple of accessories. So Monday, let me say this, Monday, Wednesday, and Saturdays are my rest days. Mind you, when you're powerlifting, you want to be able to do the big 3, you know, multiple times a week. That way you're getting a lot of stimulus and a lot of, you know, practice on the weights. Even though they may vary, you know, intensities with like in like rep scheme, how much weight you're lifting, and the technique that you're using. So I'll do like a low bar squat day and a high bar squat day. I'll do, you know, regular deadlift, which is my sumo deadlift. And then I do like a secondary deadlift, which is my pause deadlift. And like bench, I'll do, you know, closer grip, like bench press. I'll do tempo, and then I'll do a comp bench day. So it's a lot of variation in there, but it's like, as long as you're getting work under a bar and, you know, you're practicing technique and, you know, building up yourself, like that's ideally what you want. My longest training session is my SBD day, since I have to do heavy squats, then I have back downs after that. Then I got to strip all the weight, set up for bench. I have to do a couple sets there. Then I have to strip that down and set up for deadlifts. Depending on how much rest you need and how heavy it is, like a week 4 SPD day, probably take me 4 hours, 4.5, depends on the day. But that is like, you have to put like intensity in every lift. It's a lot of weight being lifted, you're tired, you're stressed out, and like, in a sense, I'm still trying to avoid getting injured. So like, let me just take my time. Yeah, 815, so 370 kilos. So after this would be my top set. So right now I'm just making sure the weight is tight, because if the weight isn't tight and you're moving the weight and it shifts, it can literally throw you off. And like, if the weight slides off as well, like imagine dropping like off 100 pounds on one side and still holding up that on the other side. It's like asking to be injured. So let me just take all precautions and tighten this up. The scariest to probably go for a PR in is probably squat, because of the weight on your back. And it's like, if you go down on a squat and it's like you don't have it, imagine 800 pounds on your back, and you just get crumbled. And it's like your knees could go, tear quads, your back, a lot of things can happen. So, you know what? Just for you guys, I know you guys are, what's the word? Alpha males, you don't do sumo. I'm gonna do a conventional pull just for you guys. Mind you, I didn't even warm up conventional. Have you seen me do a conventional deadlift today? Let me just chalk up, I got you. People gotta understand that strong is strong. No matter if it's conventional or sumo. Doesn't matter which lift I do, I can do it. Watch. That's 860 pounds. And I'm a sumo lifter. Since it's a deload, I have 2 back offs today. This is 320 kg, which is 705. So usually, sometimes, if I'm in like a prep and I'm like on a block, I usually take like a heavy back off set to kind of get like another stimulus after my top set. But since we're deloading, I'm gonna take it easy, give my body a break. I got the stimulus with my top set, so these back off sets kind of work on technique and just get some volume in. Last set of deadlifts, then it's the hardest part of the workout, cleaning up. Usually doing my deload weeks, I don't really do too much. Especially like right now, I'm coming back from like a quad injury. So I'm just trying to play it safe and not really re-injure myself, because if I tear a quad or injure anything, especially being a powerlifter, is like, I'm fucked. This is like my whole basis of my socials is me being strong. Imagine if I can't be strong anymore. Like I'm done for, Who am I? Who's Jamal Browner? I'm done. I can't lift weights no more. I'm done. But I've been doing this just gonna get some leg work in without really taxing my quad as much. like I can control this much better than bend under a load. So this takes less stability and I'm able to kind of hit my quads like I want to, but not in a sense like really tax myself. But today I'm going light. I'm on deload week. I'm probably gonna have the goofiest video on Muscle and Strength channel. Like most guys, like when they're training, like I've watched videos in the past, like they're like, like I'm training hard, but I'm like just chilling, you know? Like some guys are like, I'm just like, I'm slowly going to transition to bodybuilding after powerlifting. It's like a slow transition for me. Since like powerlifting is still my main focus, I just have to, like, in a sense, I'm gonna do my accessory work and my diet and my regime like a bodybuilder. So that way I build a routine. And it's like, I'm pushing myself to build muscle, you know, make sure I'm doing everything I can to be as strong as I can. Like you don't want to overtrain, but you want to do enough where like you need the stimulus, like you have to, you know, push yourself. So when I'm doing a training block, I'm pushing myself like as much as I can without injuring myself. I usually like a split squat variation. You see a bodybuilder do lunges. There's no point in me walking around. I just do stability. That way I get like stability in the knee and a little bit of quad work, but it's more about stability and learning where my body is. So when it comes to powerlifting, if your core is off, imagine trying to deadlift a lot of weight and your core isn't strong. You're gonna either have hunched back and you're not gonna be able to lock out of the weight, or it's like same thing here. And it's like squatting, imagine not having like a strong core like all the way around and having stability, going down with the heavy weight, you're really gonna like fold over. So the main thing when it comes to like powerlifting, you need core stability and core like just overall strength. And like if you can hold that, you can push whatever. But the moment that goes and you lose your core, you're gonna lose a lot of weight on the bar. It doesn't matter how strong your arms are, how strong your legs are. If your core is off, everything is off. But right now I'm about to do pull-off presses. Pull-off presses is a great stability thing. So whenever you're squatting, you're gonna get like a slight like hinge in the knee, slight hinge in the hips, and move the weight out in front of you and push out. So you wanna be fighting the weight and not let it pull you. The moment it pulls you, like now you're conscious, like your core isn't stable, not stable. So same thing for squatting or benching or deadlifting. Like you want to be able to fight that and not let it like deter you. You want to be in control of it at all times. So even while doing so, you should be like working on your brace. So I'll do a couple sets of those. And then my only other like core stability thing that I do most days is like a plank. So, but I do planks at night, like before bed, a couple rounds, and do some more breathing stuff. So you can always do that stuff. Like a bodybuilder, they pose all the time. I'm bracing all the time. It's just working on like keeping my core like stable and stacked. So I'll be walking around the house like, you might not know that I'm low-key like posing, but as a powerlifter. That was my deadlift day for you guys. Only thing, it's a deload, so Nothing crazy. Hope you guys enjoy. Thanks for watching Muscle and Strength. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next video. Well, I won't see you guys. You'll see the next guy next video.